Hi everybody, welcome back to our course on earning the buyer's loyalty. We left off asking the question, where do we find buyers? Where are these buyers? So we're going to talk a little bit about what I believe is really important for you to do at your open houses. We're just talking about how to find buyers, and the buyers who visit your open houses are going to choose you based on how well prepared you are when you are hosting your open houses. How great of an agent do you seem? So not only do you want to have great photos on great paper and beautiful high quality flyers, you want to have your disclosures prepared, and you want to have your talking points for why you're asking people to sign these disclosures at the appropriate times for the laws in your state. You want to have nice sign-in sheets that welcome buyer's agents, not just like some pad that you ripped off and hand wrote sign-in sheet. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a sign-in sheet that looks professional and well done. And these agents, the great agents, are the ones that are welcoming, and friendly to all of the visitors that come through, and can answer all of the questions accurately. You have to treat all your open house visitors like you're happy to have them. This is how you turn the visitors into buyers. And even the neighbors and the looky-loos who come to your open houses are valuable. They're valuable. Why do I say that? I say that because even if they're not interested in buying that property, they're buyers for another property. And even the people who are neighbors who are just coming out to check the other houses in the neighborhood, like my husband and I do, those people are tomorrow's sellers. And if you do a beautiful presentation at your open houses, these people are going to think, oh my God, I want to hire that guy when it comes time to sell my place. Or if I'm a buyer, I want to hire that guy to represent me in my purchase. That's how it works. And one of the things that I always say is that you have to do everything perfectly, because everything that you do is being judged by a future client. Working with leads from your network, people that you know, or people who are referred to you by people that you know, is easier. Leads from your network are the best leads. Why do you think I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you a story. About 25 years ago, my husband and I renovated a kitchen. It's beautiful, right? This is 25-year-old kitchen. So what I wanted was a Viking stove. See, it looks pretty good. I wanted a Viking stove because I think it's gorgeous and because it has those big black knobs, which I think are really cool looking. So at the time in New York City, if you wanted to buy a Viking stove, you had to go to one store in Midtown, and you had to make an appointment, and you had to go during the workday. They weren't even open on the weekends. So you had to take the day off to buy this stove. And I did, because that was the stove that I wanted. And I was willing and happy to pay what it costs to have that stove. And this isn't even the most expensive one. This is the small one. This is who I want you to be. I want you to be the Viking stove of real estate agents. I want you to be the agent that all of the people in your network and the people who are referred to you by people in your network are happy and willing for you to earn, what you deserve to earn, and you have to believe it in order to sell it. They're happy for you to earn what you earn because they know that you are the right person to help them with their needs. So that's who you want to be. And that makes you a relational agent as opposed to a transactional agent. So an agent who is transactional starts out when a buyer calls you from advertising or a paid lead who's a stranger, and they come to you. Not only is that buyer shopping for a property, but that buyer is also shopping for an agent. And the buyer may be shopping by price, just like the buyer who's looking for the cheapest stove on the floor of Best Buy. which is fine. But the stove on the floor of Best Buy is a commodity. And when you have a buyer who's shopping for you by price, among other agents, they're going to go with the agent that gives them the best price, then you become a commodity. And that's not what you want to be. So just to recap, when the consumer chooses you rather than shops for you, then you are worth your price and you're just like my Viking stove. So my next question is, how do you earn that buyer's loyalty? And that's obviously the overriding topic of this 4-segment course. So when I first joined this business, there were very few exclusive listings. Most listings were FSBOs, open listings. There was no MLS. The buyer's agent is what you were. When you were selling property, you were working as the buyer's agent. There was no Zillow. The only advertisements were little 3-line ads in the New York Times. That's all we had in New York City. Maybe there were MLSs around the rest of the country. I don't even know. I can say for certainty that there was no MLS in New York City. There still isn't one, by the way, but that's a topic for a different day. The buyer didn't have any access to data. So what they needed an agent for was information, access to the data that only we had access to. And listings were on, you may remember this if you've been in the business a long time, listings were on little index cards. So if a seller came in and they wanted to sell their house, you'd put the information on a little index card and it would go in a box. Eventually, there were computer systems. My office, we had 2 computers on the whole floor for like 25 people. We all had to share. And there was a programmer in my company who designed a very simple database to put listings into. And in the morning, the listings that we wanted to share with other brokerage firms were faxed out overnight to a list of other firms. And then in the morning, the agent who came in first would pick up all the faxes from the fax machine from other firms and enter all of the listings into the computer. And whoever did that got paid 3% of a deal if one of those listings sold. So that was the old days. Now, all of that has been turned on its head. The buyer has a ton of information at his fingertips. So what, if that's true, what does the buyer need you for? Since I joined the business, when exclusive listings started to become more and more important, and real estate agents believed that getting listings was the game, and you may still believe that. That's a topic for a different day. But since then, I believe that the buyer's agent has been devalued. I think that that's wrong. I think that we as agents have to really believe in the value of the buyer's agent. But if that's true, and if we believe it, we have to earn it and teach the buyer in our value. So how do you do that? Come back for part 3.